ShartimusPrime, ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shit. Subscribe.
Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Power Rangers action figure review on the 3016 scale Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Black Ranger, Pink Ranger, Red Ranger, Yellow Ranger, and Blue Ranger. Try to pick these up separately or all together with the Green Ranger. You can do so at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
While you're down there, I ask you to please hit that like button, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And a big thanks to ThreeZero for sending this free product my way to review for you guys. If you want to see the latest from ThreeZero, be sure to check the link in the description below. And the packaging is very similar to what we saw with the Green Ranger. I really like the images that we're seeing for each of the Rangers over here, and then we get their Zords in this nice gold foil along with the text. On the side of the packaging, you can see there's this ThreeZero hologram right there, and it has the names of each of the Rangers on the side. And then on the very back, you get a product shot as well as an image of each of the Rangers right there. And then on this side, it has their names written again, as well as on the top, but not much more at the bottom of the packaging of these. And then they each have a flap held with Velcro. So you can see you get Velcro right there and up there, and you get a product shot on the inside for each of the Rangers, and then you can see the figures inside right over here. All right, let's get to it and crack these things open. And here are all 5 figures out of the packaging, and this just looks really cool. I just really like this display over here. I'm pretty happy with it. Let's get a closer look at those accessories first. So we'll start with the Black Ranger. We get a set of fisted hands, relaxed hands, weapon holding hands, and then an uneven set of this wide open hand for the left side, which actually doesn't look too bad. And then you get a support holding hand right over here for, I think, the power axe when he's holding it. And then we get the Blade Blaster, which is the same for all 5 Rangers, and this is incredible. Holy crap, the detail. Oh man, flip it around right, you can see it says Power Rangers right there. I really like this little bit of weathering that we're seeing on it. Nice silver paint apps and everything, and it does function, so you could go ahead and pull down right here, and then you could shift that forward. You know, getting all the hands to hold these weapons, it does take a bit of prying and moving around, so you know, you do have to manage that, but it will work, as you could clearly see right over there. You can close that up and flip it around, and you kind of want to pick at this tiny little notch on this side, not the nozzle, but right over here, and you can flip this blade up. It's tricky to do. Okay, so that's frustrating. I wish they had a notch or something to make that easier, because yeah, I'm having a hard time pulling that out. If you have some sticky tack, maybe you could just grab right here, and then that'll help pull it away. So it's unfortunate that I have to do that, but it does look very cool. Really love the details on this. And he does have a holster for weapon storage. Just store right over there, and it works out very well. Or that part of it works out very well. And then we get the Power Blaster, which, holy crap, I love the details on this. Nice looking mastodon right over there. And then you get all kinds of purposely painted weathering throughout. I love seeing all the little bits of silver dry brushing, or just little applications of silver throughout, making this like it's taken down some putties and everything, you know? So this is very cool. I do like it a lot. Now the directions are all the same throughout all 5 figures. It shows you how to put the Power Blaster together and everything, and that you could shift this all the way down right over here. We'll get into that later on. So you're just looking at the Black Ranger, and of course, people will complain that they have no unhelmeted heads coming with any of these figures. For me, it's not that huge of a deal. I'm going to have them displayed with all their helmets on, and I'll be happy. And I really love how all the details came out, man. Like this nice silvery trim, or it's actually a white trim that we're seeing throughout on the sculpt right here of the helmet. The yellow looks really solid. Same thing with the visor and the silver right over here. So I'm just really liking how all the helmets came out. Very reflective. You can see, you know, light shining and everything. And then you have the vinyl sections right over here along with the spandex, and it just makes everything look so freaking realistic. This is a solid plastic right over here, and I didn't get into the details of the gloves, but man, the gloves look all really well detailed with the stitching and everything. I love how that morpher looks, very well detailed. The letters, oh no, yeah, the power on the top looks good. It's got some lightning bolts on the side, so yeah, loving that. Then here's looking at the back. You can see the seam coming up there. Not too bad at all, man. And the legs look really good with the spandex as well as the hard plastic here. All the paint applications are very accurately placed, so you don't have any like blurry fuzzy diamonds or anything like that. You also have some nice seams sculpted and wrinkles and everything, and then no peg holes or anything like that at the bottom of the feet. And then here's everything that we get with the Pink Ranger. We get the same 3 sets of even hands, and then we get these power bow holding hands. You can see this is for the arrow right over here, which is a little bit tricky, and then you can see the left side is for holding the power bow, and the power bow looks great. Again, the details and everything right here are just spectacular. And you get the elastic string right over here, which is really cool, so I dig that. And then the arrow itself has some nice weathering to it. You can see they've added some silver right over here, nice vibrant silver going throughout on it, so I really dig that. As far as getting her to hold the arrow on this side, find it best to kind of just wedge between these 2 fingers right here and only in the very front, and she tends to hold it pretty well just like that. So that's pretty cool. Of course, we get the same blade blaster, again, looking very awesome. And here's looking at the Pink Ranger. Again, everything looks nice and clean. I love the vibrant paint apps, and you have the very shiny plastic right here for the helmet. You get the pterodactyl eyes, which actually have a little bit of a metallic sheen to them. Really like the black paint right here, so it really looks nice and clean to me. Very happy with it. And again, the vinyl right here over the spandex just looks very cool. I don't mind seeing the stitching right there on the back. Of course, you can move the blade blaster around on this little hoop right here, and you have this back piece right there, which I think is for, you know, you want to move this, which actually just really covers the buckle right here. So if you wanted to tighten or loosen things or remove it completely, you can do that, and then you could just cover it up. Then yeah, looking at the arms, all the paint apps look really good. I love how the light just shines off of the spandex on this figure. Of course, you get an awesome looking morpher right over here, again looking very well detailed. The skirt looks really good. I like how it's nice and pliable, so you can get her posed. We'll go over the articulation in just a minute. I like how the legs look over here, and again the boots look great, and you can see some stitching right there on the top of the boots. Very, very cool. And then you get no peg holes, but you get ThreeZero and 2021 Hasbro at the bottom of the feet. So to go over to the female buck body, and if you want to watch an articulation segment on the male buck body, check out my Green Ranger review. I do have some gripes here, but first off, you can turn the head side to side. She will look up a bit, but then she'll want to spring forward with that neck joint right there. So that can frustrate me, because the same thing happens when I try to get her to look down. She'll look down just a tiny bit, but wish there was a little bit more range of movement moving forward and back. And you do get decent head tilting right over here, and the head will pop off. You get shoulders that do move outward pretty far. You can move them inward. You do have butterfly joints right there. You can move them forward and back. You do get rotation over here, of course, but there is no bicep swivel, and we only get a single jointed elbow over here. I wish we had double jointed elbows. That's very, very frustrating. There is rotation at the elbow, then the wrist turns side to side and hinge up and down or horizontally, depending on how you have it configured. You do get a diaphragm cut that turns side to side, some diaphragm pivoting. And then with both the waist and diaphragm joints, she'll bend back that far, and with both waist and diaphragm, she'll bend forward that much. You also get some diaphragm pivoting. You also get some waist pivoting, but it doesn't really turn side to side at the waist. The hips do move outward very far. She can do the splits, and then she'll kick forward that much and back. You do get an upper thigh cut that rotates inward, but strangely doesn't really move outward. It's kind of weird. Yeah, you do get double jointed elbows, and then the ankles. I do like the ankle articulation on the female body more so than the male one. You can move them down and up right here. They will pop off if you're not careful though. You can rotate side to side, and you do get beautiful ankle pivot. Then for the Red Ranger, we get the blade blaster, the 3 sets of hands, and then you get this unique wide open hand with the 2 fingers out, and then you get this flat hand right over here. And then we get the power sword, looking really cool. The details, oh my goodness, that T-Rex looks great. I love that red trim right over there. Very accurately placed throughout. Just really dig how this looks. And then all the sculpted detail in the blade itself. Man, this is very cool, and it's nice and pointy, so be careful with it. But holy crap, I love how this sword came out. And then here's looking at the Red Ranger, and again, paint apps and everything look fantastic. The teeth right here on the side of the helmet looks great. You get the added black lines. I think the black lines right here make everything look well defined. I don't mind that added touch to these figures. I really do like it. Silver looks really good right there. Then here's looking at the back of the helmet, and again, the vinyl and everything looks good with the spandex. I guess these stitches aren't as prominent as they were on the smaller Pink Ranger body, but still, I think the muscle definition and everything is very consistent with these. I mean, it's the same buck, right? But you get the nice looking morpher right there. T-Rex looks really good. Again, paint apps and everything on the plastic portions look very solid. Same thing with the boots right over there. And then you get the wrinkles and you get all that stitching. And some ThreeZero and Hasbro at the bottom. Then the Yellow Ranger gets the 3 sets of hand, the Blade Blaster, and we get these power daggers. We also get these other hands right here, which I wish I took advantage of earlier with the figure holding outward. So I think these are really good for holding the power daggers. Is that right? I could be wrong. These could be for gestures. I'm not 100%, but I am 100% on how I feel about these daggers because holy crap, once again, the detail just phenomenal. I love the little battle damage added right over here. Looks really good. You can see that saber-toothed tiger in there looking really badass. Hit this one too, looking really cool. So very, very pleased with these and all those engraved details, man. Wow, really dig it. And again, the Blade Blaster looks really good. It's just very consistent throughout all of them. Then here's looking at the Yellow Ranger, looking really clean. I do love that silver over the black. Looks great right there. Those saber-toothed tiger eyes look really good. Again, I like that black trim right there around the sculpted portions, so it looks really nice to me. Really liking that. And then, again, the rest of the suit looks really solid. Digging that. Morpher with the saber-toothed tiger looks really clean right over there. And then, yeah, the female buck right here looks pretty good, you know? Not looking too bad at all. This one does not have the skirt, of course. It should not. And then they should release one with the male body too, right? I don't know. I always thought that was funny when they jumped, from the older footage. And by the way, as a kid, that stuff looked old to me too. Like, you younger viewers may think, oh, Mighty Morphin looks so old. Like, that stuff was even old for us back then, but because it was older footage brought into the show. But yeah, you can see we get the same ThreeZero and Hasbro. And then here's everything that we get with the Blue Ranger. The same 3 sets of hands. You get these added flat hands right here, and you could interchange these hands, between the black, red, and blue ranger as well with the yellow and pink rangers. They'll switch hands very well. And then one thing I actually wanted to mention, and I did talk about this in my Green Ranger review, is that popping the hands off is not my favorite characteristic of these figures. They don't really stay on there too well. You know what I mean? Like, the peg inside will come out right there. That bothers me. However, I did find that if I squeeze onto the white plastic part and then pull off, it's going to do the same thing. So yeah, that frustrates me that these come out a lot easier than I'd like. It's kind of bothersome. And then we get the Power Lance, which I absolutely love. You can see that Triceratops right in there. Nice, vibrant silver paint throughout. Nice black trim over here and everything. And you can port it together, so that looks pretty good. And then these extend right over here, so you can get a very long Power Lance. And you can see how large that is, looking very, very cool. Or you could bring it in like that and split them apart. I just love having this option available, or the options anyway. And then here we have the Blue Ranger, one of my favorite Rangers, and I really like how this came out as well. I mean, dude, everything came out just really clean on all of these. I guess one thing that could be a complaint is that you can see some fingerprint marks sometimes, so you gotta take care of them, wipe them off, but yeah. Silver looks really good. I like the black paint. We get some nice gold right over here for the Triceratops eyes, the silver for the mouth, and the silver spandex for the neck. Looks really good on these. So yeah, digging that black trim throughout. I really like it a lot, man. Very, very cool looking horns right here on the top. Then again, the vinyl and spandex combo looks great throughout, and you have nice paint right over here on the plastic. So not on any of them have I seen like paint splotching or lines missing paint applications or anything like that. And then again, the Morpher looks very cool, like that. And you get the seam running down the middle right there, and then you can see the back of the figure, and then you can see that we get the nice paint apps on the boots as well. Same boot sculpt and everything, nothing different there, but the paint apps are very clean, and we get the ThreeZero and the Hasbro. So here's bringing back all the weapons, and I will need some help to get these all transformed into the Power Blaster, so will you take us away, Bumblebee? Alright, so this is a very cool transformation. I want to start with the Power Axe first, along with the Power Bow, which is actually probably the trickiest part of the whole transformation, which again isn't too bad. So you just want to slide this up that away, and then you're going to take the Power Bow, and you're going to make sure that the riveted side is pointing downward, or you want the text facing upward anyway. That's an easier way of going about it. You put the string on the back right here. You have these 2 little notches sticking out right there, and you can see you get 2 tiny little ports right over there and over there, and you're just going to line everything up, and you're going to experience maybe the tiniest bit of scuffage. Oh, not lined up right, and there it goes. Alright, and then we're going to shift this whole thing up to the front like that. And then we're going to go ahead and take the Power Lance pieces, and everything is magnetized over here, so these little indentations will just securely hold the power lance, which really trips me out how this just works with magnets. I didn't expect these to be magnetized. And then the same thing with the power daggers, just place them in there and boom, they just stay. That is, oh, they didn't stay. Maybe if I had it lined up a little bit better, there it goes. Now it stays. But now, lastly, we have the power sword, and you just want to get this all put into place right here. It's just easy to get it resting on the very top. And then now we have the power blaster. I'm kind of, on the fence about how much I like the magnetic feature over here. For the most part, I gotta say I do like it. It looks really cool. This is pretty badass. So, I don't know. I'm mostly happy with it. Yeah, this is pretty neat. Again, I love all the freaking weathering and everything on these weapons. It just looks so sick. But yeah, this thing, it's pretty satisfying. But yeah, if you shake it around, they will fall off. Now to measure out these 1/6 scale figures, you can see that the Blue Ranger is standing at about the 12.5 inch mark. I want to say about the same mark right there for the Red Ranger. And then the Yellow and Pink Rangers are a little bit shorter, just right on that 12-inch mark for the Yellow Ranger as well as the Pink Ranger. Now, I don't have too many size comparisons, but you can see the Green Ranger right here next to the other 5 Rangers, and these are also sold as a 6-pack set, or you could buy them individually. I'm surprised to see the Green Ranger standing a little bit shorter than the Blue Ranger and the Black Ranger, right? I thought it would just be a little taller. And then for another 3-0 figure comparison, you can see we have the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers next to the 3-0 Transformers Bumblebee movie Soundwave. Then for another 1/6 scale figure comparison, you can see the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers from 3-0 next to the Hot Toys Avengers Endgame Captain America. Then here's the Power Rangers next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man, and the stop motion will return. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, show some love to the channel by hitting that like button, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And this is a badass set of figures, especially coming from somebody who's used to paying somewhere around the $300 price tag for 1/6 scale figures like this. Seeing these for around $100 a piece, I think, is really badass. I really like the articulation for the most part. I'm not a fan of the single jointed elbows on the female figures. That really bums me out. I did feel an elbow get a little bit loose on me on the left arm of the Red Ranger, so I do have little gripes here and there. There's some ankle pivot issues on the male buck body too, but still, the articulation is pretty good. I got some pretty good, jump kick poses and stuff like that out of these, so yeah, not too bad at all, man. I really like them. I mean, the whole thing with the spandex and the vinyl, it just looks so realistic, and I think this is the coolest set of Power Rangers that I own entirely. Like, they're better than my SH Figure Arts, definitely better than my Lightning Collection figures, so I'm pretty stoked about them. And at the price point of around $100 per figure, I'm going to give these 3-0 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers figures a SUD rating of I love it! I'd like to know what you guys think, so please let me know in the comments section below. If you want to see the latest in action figure news, you can find it all over at toynewseye.com, and if you want to stay in touch with me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok, and I will catch you guys later. Peace!
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face.